Okay, so I'm going to use an oscillator object for this. It's not the only way I could do this in PD, it's the easiest to understand how to do this in PD. So let's bring in here, command 1, os tilde, and I'm going to give it a default frequency of 2 Hertz, just so that straight away I've got a frequency that's about right for an LFO. So I want to take the signal from here, and this is going to be used to add to, or multiply actually, the cutoff frequency from the filter here. So let's just push this up and out the way a little bit. Disconnect this and bring in a multiplier. So multiply, but bear in mind this is multiplying audio, so put in the Kasi symbol. I'll patch that back into here again. And I'm going to get from here to here, but via a few other different parameters along the way. First of which I need is depth control. So I want to be able to control the overall level of the signal coming out of this, so we don't always go all the way up and down with our cutoff. We're going to do this with a multiplier for audio, so don't forget the tilde. And we're going to use a horizontal slider for this. And this I will set the lowest as 0, so off. And the upper limit of, let's say, 2. Essentially, it's going to be multiply the frequency by 2. It's going to be an octave higher. I will label this as depth and press OK. So I'm going to bring that into here like so. This gets us most of the way there already. And if I patch this from here into here, it will work most of the time. But the trouble is, when I turn the depth for this down, it's going to be multiplying by 0. I want the value that's actually coming out of this and going into the multiplier here to be between 1 and a higher value, the one that I'm actually concerned with. So I'm going to add after this a +1 plus tilde 1, let's get this the right way around, object. So that's going to bring the signal and make sure that what outputs from this is always a value greater than 1. So in essence, we don't actually offset the cutoff frequency here lower by default. I'm going to patch from here into here, and it should be able to work. So let's save. Let's leave edit mode. Let's check our bangs, because that's often the case with these. You need to make sure your filters are set. There we go. As I said earlier, you're going to need to throw in a bunch of load bangs to make it work. But now if I turn this depth up, you can hear how far that filter is being shot up and back down the frequency range. Great. All good so far. There's one final thing we haven't sorted out yet, and that's the fact that we only have a 2 Hertz frequency for the LFO. So let's bring in one final low cut filter, sorry, one final horizontal slider. It's been a long day. And set this as a range of 0, yeah, why not, to an upper range of 20. The parameter on this, logarithmic, is a little bit more predictable for the way this behaves, to be honest. That does mean if we've only got from 0.2 to 20, let's say 20.2. And then we'll put in after this a minus 0.2 modifier. Forgot one thing, go back into the properties, and I will call this LFO rate frequency. And now hopefully I can speed it up. Oop, let's leave edit mode. And now we're playing with synths. Great. So that's pretty much it for this collection of videos on PD, just taking you through how to put a basic synthesizer together. Now PD is an immensely intricate and well, it's a huge app. You could spend just a master's on stuff in here. This is a bit of a taster. What I'd like you to try is take this synth that I've done here and start adding bits and pieces to it to make more sense for yourself. You could add the meters that I threw in another lesson. You could add presets. There's a whole bunch of things you could do with this that essentially you want to use this as a launching point to turn up with your own synth. Okay, see you later.